Hello students, how are you all? Today we are going to start new chapter, that is chapter number 14, statistics. So in this chapter we will discuss about the statistics, that what is statistics and what kind of things we are studying in this chapter. So we will also study about data, informations, like measures of central tendency, that is mean, median and mode. So we will study everything, and you have also studied this chapter from your class 6. So in class 6 also you have studied this chapter, that was data handling. So you study about graph and table, that was frequency distribution table, bar graph, histogram and all these things. But in this class you have to study about data, information, and you will also study about histogram and bar graph and that the simple, that is measures of central tendency, mean, median and mode. So starting from the definition of statistics, that what is statistics? So it is the branch of mathematics which deals with the study of data or information. So basically it is a branch of mathematics, and it deals with the study of data or information. And measures of central tendency. So what is measures of central tendency? So measures of central tendency include mean, median and mode. These three things are included in mean, median and mode. So starting from mean. So what is mean? So basically mean, it is the average of observation. So we can say that mean is said to be the average of observation. For example, if we have given 3 marks, that is one student have got 10 marks in maths, 20 marks in English and suppose 10 marks in Hindi. So in these three different subjects he got these marks. So if we want to find its mean, then we will add them 20, 10 plus 20 plus 10 and upon 3. So that means it is the sum of observation upon total number of observations. So we can use one formula for finding mean: sum of observation upon total number of observation, or it is the average of that number or average of the observation. So it is given by the formula x bar equals to sigma fi xi upon sigma fi. So when we study about frequency distribution table, then we have to use this formula. Now after this, median. So what is median? So median is calculated as, we can calculate median in two ways, that is when observation is given in odd form or when observation is given in even form. So when it is given in odd form, so we have to use this formula n plus 1 upon 12th observation. That means where n is the number of observation. So first of all we have to arrange them in ascending order, then we will take this n means here n plus 1 upon 2, so total number of observation upon 2. Now after this, mean can also be calculated for even observation, and we use the formula n upon 2th observation and n upon 2 plus 1th observation, its mean. So mean of n upon 2th and n upon 2 plus 1th observation. So this formula is for even observation. Now after this come modes. So what is mode? Basically mode is the highest number of observation. So suppose observation is given like this: 1 3 7 5 1 9 1 3 8 1 0 1. So in this observation, which number comes highest time? So here we can see that 1 comes highest number of time. So in this case 1 will be the observation or 1 will be the mode. So we can say that the highest number of observation in the given data is known as mode. So here 1 will be the mode. So in this way we have to study about mean, median and mode, but the basic thing is data. So we will study about data. Now after this we will discuss about data. Now after this, see data. So what is data? So data is the collection of informations which can be used for any specific purpose. So it is a type of information which we take for some specific purpose, that is known as data. So data is the collection of information which can be used for any specific purpose. Now for example, list of number of student, so it is also a type of data. And second, weight of student of class 9th, it is also a type of data. Now basically data is divided into two parts, that is primary data and secondary data. So what is primary data? So primary data is the information which is prepared or generated by a particular person. When a particular person takes some information or gathers some information for any specific purpose, that is known as primary data. For example, mark list of a student prepared by a teacher. When a teacher prepared a mark list, so that information will be primary data for the teacher. Now after this, secondary data. So secondary data is the information which is prepared with the help of primary data. So this data is prepared with the help of primary data. This data is known as secondary data. For example, information which we take from news or television, so that kind of information is known as secondary data. For example, suppose any list is prepared by any teacher and that the same list is used by any other person, that will be known as the secondary data for that person. So it means the information which are taken from or which are prepared with the help of primary data are known as secondary data. So the news which we see from television is also a type of secondary data, because that news is taken by the reporters, that's why. And the news which we see on television, this will be the type of secondary data. So it is the difference between primary data and secondary data. Now on the basis of these, we can start our first exercise, that is 14.1. So in question number 1, see in exercise 14.1, question number 1, we have give 5 example of data that you can collect from your day-to-day life. So any 5 examples of data which we can collect from our day-to-day life. So 5 example of data that we can gather from our day-to-day life is: number 1, number of students in our class; then number of fans in our school; third, electricity bills of our house for last 2 years; fourth, election result obtained from television or newspapers; and fifth, literacy rate figures obtained from educational survey. So these are the examples of data. You can take more examples like that. Now after this, see question number 2. In question number 2, we have classify the data in question number 1 above as primary or secondary. Now we have to classify these data into primary data or secondary data. So here, number of student in our class. So it is a type of information which a person have to collect. So it will be primary data. So we can say it is primary. Now it is number of fans. It is also primary. It is also primary data. Then the third, electricity bills of our house for last 2 years. It is also a primary data. So we can say it is also primary data. Now fourth, election result obtained from television or newspaper. It is secondary data. The information which we take from television or newspaper is always secondary data. So it will be secondary data. Now after this, literacy rate figures obtained from educational survey. The information which we collect from any survey is also a secondary data. Secondary data. So in this way we can classify these data in primary or secondary data. So in the same way you have to do this exercise. Now on next session we will start our next exercise and we will study about frequency distribution table in that exercise and how to arrange the data. So in this way you have to complete this exercise. So all of you, thank you for watching this video and all of you have a nice day.